I'm going to go ahead and look at this Atlanta Stitch project, right? So Georgia lawmakers announce, and do y'all care to see this or what? I'm going to read it to y'all. Georgia lawmakers announced a $157 million grant for the Stitch project to cap interstate with usable space. Okay. This is what we'll do here. This is what we'll do here. We'll do this. Then we'll do one of those. We'll do one of those. One of these. I'm doing this just so y'all can see what I'm reading. Okay. So here we go. Let's read a little bit about this. Georgia elected representatives, including Senator Jones Ossoff, Reverend Raphael Warnock, and Rep. Nakima Williams said on Tuesday that the ambitious project to place green space over the I-75-85 connector has received a major boost thanks to over $150 million federal grant. The project, named The Stitch, will receive $157 million to initiate phase one of construction. Other Georgia infrastructure projects, including the Atlanta Beltline, including the Atlanta Beltline to Flint River Trail, are also receiving more than $50 million, the lawmakers announced. Wait, what's The Stitch? Essentially, the project would cap the space above I-75-85 connector in a similar fashion as the Atlanta Beltline was constructed. This is a weirdly written article, or maybe I'm just reading it weird. Part of the aim of The Stitch is to restore a portion of Atlanta that was divided by the building of the interstate and contributed to decades of racial inequality, according to the project advocates. The 14-acre green space over the interstate will connect the north downtown Atlanta neighborhoods previously divided by the highway. The Stitch will also support the new affordable housing and transit-oriented development, improve the overall transportation network in downtown Atlanta by transforming existing car-oriented streets into complete streets, and enhance a local MARTA rail and regional bus station to improve operations user experience. Okay, so that was the part that I wanted to read the most because I think that is the key to why I even want to talk about this thing, right? So they're saying that we're trying to do this initiative. Shout out to Texas. Yeah. Shout out to Hippie Easter. I love deconstructing it at the end of the week also, because sometimes if you watch daily and you break down the trial daily, there's hard turns that happen like the very next day. So it's like, dang, I don't really want to, because every day then you have to like I messed that up. Let me come back. You don't want to do that every day. So plus I got a lot going on, so it's a little bit harder for me to just pull out this recording equipment and get to it every day. Now, this Atlanta Stitch project, they're saying that this money is, and I want to let y'all know that this Stitch project, the reason that the federal government gave this grant to Atlanta to do this project is because the federal government is doing projects like this all around the country, and it's for the exact same reason. Areas that were destroyed by the interstate coming through, the government is now trying to restore those areas by giving like usable green spaces and businesses that can thrive and stuff like that. So the sick part about it to me is they're trying to quote unquote right or wrong. They never really apologized to all the people they displaced when they built these highways, which was all black people. They put all of these interstate highways through black neighborhoods, right? They never apologized. They didn't compensate those people properly for moving them out like that. First, there were some thriving businesses, especially in Atlanta. If y'all look at, I want to show this to y'all. For the people that don't live in Atlanta, I want to show y'all how egregious this is. I have to show it to y'all. Good thing I don't have no like nasty stuff with it. I got to show y'all how Atlanta looks in the area that the interstate. So look, this is, can y'all follow my mouse? I want y'all to see Atlanta. So can you see the mouse, right? So if you look at the mouse here, the mouse is going up 75 right now, up 75, up 75, up 75. And then the 75 and 85 connect down in this area down here, this triangle right around East Point, right? They connect down here. They go up, up, up. And this is 75-85 connector. Up here is 75-85 connector. And the highway does this weird loop around this way. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see this loop that I'm showing y'all right here? This is why it's important to understand maps and looking at maps. I look at maps all the time. I love maps. I'm just obsessed with maps and stuff. Look at this. You see how this highway curves through the city like this, making no sense? Instead of just going straight. Because if you're destroying neighborhoods to make this interstate, why not make a straight line? What is this about? Also, if you look at I-20, I-20 comes east to west, and I'm traveling east right now. And you go down, you go downtown, you go downtown. Instead of going straight, it makes this weird turn down through zone 6. So south through zone 6, and then over this way, crossing over Candler and Panthersville and that whole area in South DeKalb County. Why do y'all think, if y'all are not familiar with this, can anybody guess why these highways curve in this weird manner like this? Can anybody guess? In this little hook area right here, where the highway 75-85 connector crosses like this or goes to the curve like this, they put it directly through the most thriving black neighborhood in Atlanta, or black business neighborhood in Atlanta called the Sweet Auburn area, right? These people, because you got to think about road construction, right? They went this far. They paid this much more money to add this many miles of more highway just to take it through a black area. Instead of just going straight through like the whole highway. The highway is going straight through the city and then just makes this weird curve right here. You got to get into the psychology of the sickness of the people who was making these decisions when it came to this Dwight D. Eisenhower interstate highway system. This is extremely deliberate. What civil engineer worked with them to say, this is the best route that our highway system should take? We should curve it around. We should curve it around so that it goes directly through these people's neighborhood instead of just going straight through, which would have been a much faster route. Can anybody see how sick this system was? So now when I talk about this Stitch project, right? When I discuss this Stitch project and them talking about they're trying to, the affordable housing and the transit, if you're not giving the people who were there before, if you're not giving them land for extremely cheap in there so they can build their family businesses back and they could do what they need to do in those areas, then you're not restoring anything. Don't even tie it to that history at all. Just keep it separate from that whole history because y'all are not restoring anything. This is a new project that the government gets to receive the money. And I salute Andre Dickens because he is doing a good job. And it's not his fault that the highway system was run in a completely racist manner through the city of Atlanta. It's not his fault. He's just doing what he can to try to get some of that funding for his city to boost the economy in any way that he can. So I'm not calling him out. I'm saying that the federal government that funded the highway system in the first place needs to think a little bit harder about this project that they're doing and think harder about how to properly compensate the people who are displaced. Not just to say, because y'all guarantee when they build back on top of these areas, the remnants of old will be completely forgotten. Nobody's going to be able to recognize these neighborhoods. It's not like, oh, we're about to restore, we're going to give these people back this thing and they're going to love it. It's going to be a great place for them to run their businesses now in prime real estate in downtown Atlanta. That's not going to happen. Now look at how they ran through East Atlanta. They run through East Atlanta and then they just make this hard south. Guess what they was trying to protect? The East Lake Golf Course. Do y'all see this? The East Lake, this is what they did not want to run into. East Lake Golf Club. Do y'all, listen to what I'm telling y'all. The Charlie Yates Golf Course. They moved the whole highway. The highway was going this way. You understand? Y'all had to listen to how sick this is. I-20 was traveling straight east this way. They would have had to destroy these golf courses right here. Instead of destroying these beloved golf courses, they decided to move I-20 down through the black areas of DeKalb County. Panthersville. This is all like southern DeKalb County has been black for a very long time. If you read the Souls of Black Folks, they talk about W.E.B. Du Bois talks about how black people in Atlanta were pushed to the south and the east. So this whole pocket right here is where black people, like 100 years ago, were pushed to. This is where, and then once black people started to do better through the 20th century, then some of them would move to the west side, and essentially that's where black people still live mostly now. It's the west side and the southeast side and the east side, right? That's essentially still the makeup of the city. Mostly north is a lot of different race people and white people, and to the far south and all that. But anyway, do y'all see what I'm trying to tell y'all about the Dwight D. Eisenhower interstate situation? So when you talk about destroying this many homes and neighborhoods to build this thing, because when we see these neighborhoods here now, this is not, they rebuilt these and constructed them up close to the highway. That wasn't what these neighborhoods weren't there like that back then. When they did this back then, they wiped out everything that was in all of here. This would have been black people, stuff that black people owned back in those days. You understand what I'm saying? This area right here, I know this area very well. I'm sorry, I'm over. This area that you see Panthersville right there, I know this area. I used to live in this area right here. You know what I'm saying? My kid's grandmother lived over there for a very long time. I know this area very well. This is a super black area. I don't even think it's anybody else over there but black people. I'm not any Hispanics over there, and the white people is all black. And this is the type of stuff that they did. And they just, look, I don't want to hit a golf course, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. And the reason, what was down here? They didn't want to hit Coca-Cola. So we didn't want to affect Coca-Cola. So we went and destroyed the black neighborhood. Right? So that Stitch project, save it. Save it. Or not save it. Y'all still do it. Do your thing with that. I hope that Andre Dickens makes sure that 75% of them contracts goes to black contractors. Because the name of the game is contracting. You understand? The name of the game is contracting. Yes, Jay, they are doing some affordable housing in that area. And yes, there will be a massive green space. There will be businesses, but I don't know if there'll be new businesses or small businesses, but there will be businesses over there. Trust me, downtown Atlanta is all about commerce. There will be no spaces built without businesses there. So you can rest assured, yes, there will be businesses in there. But I just wanted people to see that what actually was destroyed when these people came through with these highways. And that's just Atlanta. You can go look at other cities and areas and see what was destroyed in those areas as well. It was bad for black neighborhoods back at that time, black business centers. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm actually not going to take up any more of you guys' time. I really, really, really appreciate y'all for rocking with me.